All right, guys, good evening to everybody. Today is the 11th of April, 2026, Crazy Saturday special. Now, we're supposed to have this event tomorrow, right? But I have something on tomorrow night, so I have to push it in front. And I think that Bitcoin is something that we have been talking about it, and I was very, very bearish with it, remember? So for me to turn around to call for a buy at this point, some of you might be very surprised. And of course, as usual, I always have my reason, and I'll share you my personal feel of what will likely be happening to the financial market the next few months through a prelude over here today. I'm supposed to do a MAO video. Last time I do this a month ago. I've been so busy recently, so I hope you understand that. Now, my target for Bitcoin this time around is at 84,275. How I get this number, I'll explain to you very shortly. All right. So before that itself, as usual, disclaimer apply as usual. Please do your risk management before engaging in anything that you want to do from here onwards. Okay, so what is happening now and what created me to buy into Bitcoin? So before we go into that, let's just understand how Bitcoin really works and now how many pieces of Bitcoin do we left at this moment right now? Let's take a look. Okay, so basically, if you understand this video, it basically tells you that now how many this Bitcoin is still left. We left less than 1 million Bitcoin. Okay, less than 1 million. So we're talking about basically 20 million Bitcoin is technically on the hands of people. And we are going to see a flat out very soon by probably 2038 or so. So the question is this, with only less than 1 million Bitcoin left to be mined, so what is going to happen? And naturally, there's a very high chance that this Bitcoin can go higher, if you'd ask me. So of course, this is something that people have been talking about for the longest of time, and we all know that many people sold you the idea and dream that Bitcoin go to 150, 200, 300, 500, 1 million. So this is what everybody tells you. Now, for me to call for a buy on Bitcoin, it has to be a reason. And the first reason that made me want to buy is because Bitcoin actually gained after the core CPI rose a lesser than forecast 0.2%. Okay, so the thing is this Bitcoin and inflation actually related. Well, apparently has a little bit. Apparently, if the inflation itself is going to come down a little bit, Bitcoin will go up. All right, it's something like that. But is it always like this? No, it's not really. But apparently it's all right. If the thing really change and inflation do comes down, then there is a chance that Bitcoin will go higher. So now the whole thing is all about the what happening in Iran and stuff like that. So I believe that this ceasefire will hang on for a while until the 2 weeks is over, and then we will see how it goes. And based on what I'm looking at right now, from now till end of April, I think Bitcoin got a little bit more room to go up, just a bit more. Yeah, I'll explain to you why I say that. And I'll explain to you later on my personal take on what will likely be happening for May and June period. Yeah, so hang on to this. This is going to be a mind-blowing session. You need to stay tuned with me, okay? All right, so that is my first part of Bitcoin. Now, remember I talked about Bhutan, right? And that was one reason why when I saw Bhutan, the country was buying Bitcoin for their own economic sake. I know that Bitcoin was overbought. It was 120 to 130,000. And truth be told, after that, Bhutan just came off all the way down. Now, they were holding about 13,000 pieces at one stage. That reduced down to only 3,900. Okay, so basically, not too sure they make or lose money. But then the point is this: when country like this was on the when you're buying in a frenzy and now they're selling away, right? Usually, in my opinion, it's a very good time to look into this particular market. So that is Bhutan. If you didn't know that Bhutan buy Bitcoin, then take a look, Google it. I'll put the news channel into our this news group later. Now, the other thing is this, because now Bitcoin outpaced bullion, right? Now, we all know that during the war, we expected the gold price to go up, but because of inflation, gold price came down. And now, interestingly, the US dollar denominated counter, which is Bitcoin, actually went up. So again, this is very interesting. I always believe something. If the market is expected to go down, but yet it doesn't, usually that's a time to buy. You understand my point? So which means that, example, when everybody was saying that OXY is going to go down further because it's a reckless buy from this Warren Buffett, a year after that, OXY shoot up. When everybody said that the Nikkei is too overbought, and it's coming down now, okay, so it's a sell, but that is where you realize the funds have to hold around the area, and then Bitcoin and then Nikkei just shoot up by 3,000 points in one single day. So all this thing tells me that maybe we should be watching Bitcoin, all right? And we all know that the US Treasury Secretary fueled a huge 1.5 quadrillion crypto prediction as the Bitcoin price suddenly soared. So again, all these are coming from the White House area. And of course, Scott Benson has also mentioned about the thing. So all I can say is a lot of things are going to be moving for this particular counter. And the one that really makes me interested is that the Bitcoin futures open interest hit 14-month low amid the institutional strategy shift. So again, all these tells me that there is a big shift in ongoing mindset right now, and this could actually establish a long position in the market. And of course, this is the Bitcoin spot ETF. It's holding now 721,090 Bitcoin worth of $56.75 billion. So the lot of accumulation is happening now in the market. You can see that ever since 2024, the accumulative value has kept on going up. So while Bitcoin was coming down in price, funds have been buying into Bitcoin. So because of that, there is a very high chance that the market may consider to move in the near term. Okay, so this is my fundamental reason why I felt that the Bitcoin could be moving up. Now let's go into the technical that I think you are looking for, the technical side. Why? So everybody take a look. This is the Bitcoin chart since 2020. So during the COVID period of time, we saw what happened, and Bitcoins from the low of 11,600, that was such a long time ago. Imagine if you bought 11,600 back then. Oh my God, it's a boom time, right? So 11,600 was the low end here. It went at the high end to about nearly 658,000. Then after that, it went to the next higher level, that is nearly 63,000. And then it went all the way down, all right? So that is the bottom, okay? So now everybody take a look. This is point A, all right? This is point B, right? Sorry. This is point B. This is point C. This is point D. So by right now, E is lower than D. So by right, the market should be on a downtrend, okay? I totally agree with you. Now, if you look at this so-called head and shoulder formation, this is the head, and this is the shoulders. And this is the next moving downwards, the shoulder blades. So we are now actually at the shoulder blades area. Okay, so now if you look at this, clear this picture up and you look carefully right now, if you look carefully, this point here, look at the green line, okay, the green line. This is the highest point, right? Market pullback, fair enough. Then market stabilize and then recover, shoot past the green line, pulls back, stop at green line, recovers new high, come back down, break the green line, and now is hovering around the green line. So what I'm going to explain is this. I felt that technically we are almost near a market bottom effect. So let's see what happened to the green line, everyone. I make it smaller for you. Okay, so this is the highest point, as I mentioned earlier, right? So this is point A. Now look carefully over here. Look carefully. I'm going to zoom in out for you. Right, you will notice something very interesting. Is that the market exactly hit this point and then pull back, as if that the market has the know that this is a technical level, right? And here we have is that the KCX, everyone notice this, the KCX, every time the KCX is at green, you have the color change red to yellow, the market goes up, red to yellow, market goes up, red to yellow, market goes up. So this is a very typical bull market. When the KCX works perfectly fine with CCRY, this is definitely a bull market. Can you understand now? Okay, so that means that whenever you see the KCX forming at the bottom, on the day chart. And the CCRY comes in and it gives good return, 10, 15, 20% return. This is where you know that you have a bull market. All right, remember this, yeah? Very important. If you want to take a picture, you can take a picture now. Okay. Okay, so now let's us move back and we see what happened. Yeah, ignore the blue line first. Yeah, so the green line basically formed the support and the price had to go higher, right? So fair enough. Now look carefully when the thing come back down. Set it in. Yeah, take a look. Okay, what number is that? 73500. Just put 73500. You should at least see that. 73500 is the green line. Okay, this is just a ballpark figure. Yeah. Oh, very hot. Okay. Now watch this, everyone. Can you see that? The market came very, very close. Very close. And then what happened? Everyone take a look. Look at the KCX. Okay. The KCX now blinks and CCRY, all right, immediately. And after that, it just blasts all the way up again. So this is something that we noticed, 73500. And the KCX come in, it was a buy. Yeah, hold on. I move on. This is 2025. Let's push it up. And then after that, all the way Bitcoin go higher, right? Okay, leave it alone. And then this is where the price of the plunge go down below the green line, right? Okay. And you see now the KCX, although there was abundant, but because that if you have abundant of KCX means the market is bearish, in fact, and every CCRY will fail. Every CCRY will usually fail because the market is bearish. Okay, now hold on with me and you understand my point. So as I drag the chart further, you notice that it bounces off again at this point here, 73500. Okay, watch carefully. And then after that, you get restricted here. Okay, so everybody watch now, everyone. Take a look. Yes, the KCX has came in and the CCRY came in and it didn't fail. As a matter of fact, it went up. And now it's definitely resisted at the number that I mentioned, 73500. So now, if you look carefully, there is a stacked diamond, there is a KSI green, there is a KCX, and most important, now is supported by the MA30. So the short-term moving average now is actually supporting it. And if that is the case, I can be quite sure that the market at this junction right now is looked for more a buy than a sell. Okay, so how many of you agree with whatever I share? Press 1 right now. If you agree what I say, press 1 right now. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now this is where the moment of truth will be, everyone. If gold actually if Bitcoin actually start to go up, then where would it go? The first thing you can see on your screen, it will be the MA200 that is at 79,200 series, okay? All right. Then where I get the number, that 84,000, okay, is because of a ballpark figure that I draw. The real number is here, it's at 84,275, right? 84,275. So this is the KCB that I think the Bitcoin, oh my God, the Bitcoin will be going. Okay, now why do I say that? Because this is one of the biggest candle that came down. And there was a point whereby the market was very bearish. So it's a very, very simple analogy here. If the market is very bearish, it should go lower. It shouldn't come down. But if you look carefully now, everybody, if you look at the very clear stick here, is that the low is getting higher at every point. So this is a very clear, someone is buying Bitcoin to hold it. That's the first thing. Number two, if you look carefully again, the yellow cluster closing is getting higher and the red cluster low point closing is also moving. So which means that if Bitcoin can really break above 73,500, okay, there is a good chance Bitcoin will take down 79,200. And if the market can break past the MA 200 level, it's going to be a straight walk all the way to 84,000. So which means that I'm very positive that tell you that I think the next few weeks, Bitcoin has the ability to touch 34,275. Okay, so this is the typical charting textbook answer that if you ask me, I think it will go there. All right. And with the stack diamond involved here right now, I think that make it even stronger case because the stack diamond happened to be in line together with the MA30. So the stack diamond and MA30 comes together and then formulated the so-called support. So even let's say now if Bitcoin is to pull back down, I think the lowest can go to about 69,000. So if you ask me to buy, then I think you're gonna buy very, very safe. You buy at 70,000, 69,000, that'll be a good try. But if the market is bullish, right, usually it's very difficult to go there. Yeah. But of course, again, who knows, some funds and liquefied position and stuff like that. So this is how I feel it. So if the market holds up, break again, that's the MA 200, then that is where it goes here. So if you look at it, this is exactly about a month from today. So today is the 11th of April, and the Bitcoin, yeah, put that 11th of April now, the Bitcoin is trading at about 72,668. I think by end of April, if everything goes according to what I mentioned, then there's a good chance we will see the number of 84,275. Okay, so let's see whether end of April we can get to see this. But of course, we have to give some pointer here again. 73,500 has to be breached for it to go up. And then the next target is supposed to go will be the MA 200 at about 79,200 series. Okay, so let's just look at this very clearly. If you want to buy Bitcoin right now, you must understand that now it's not a bad good time to buy Bitcoin because it's below OP today. So try to avoid buying things that's below OP. Second, if tomorrow, Sunday, the Bitcoin starts to stay above OP, and then if you break 73,500 for whatever reason, doesn't matter. If it breaks and stay above it, that is the first barrier break, and you can go next obstacle. Yeah. Okay. All clear? If all clear, press number 2 right now. We have many friends from Cambodia today. We have Liu in today. Thank you, some of you. Yeah, about 30 people. I mean, that's a pretty good number for a global market without the Vietnamese. Okay. All right. So that is the Bitcoin that I think will go. So if Bitcoin goes up, we'll go follow. I think there is. Okay. There is. Oh, the level is around 61.8 level, people. Okay, fair enough. Everybody got their own idea, but no wrong. All right, let me just show something more on the side. Let me see, can I get for you? Hold on. Thank you, Richard, for sharing. Let me clear the screen first. Okay, so this is my CMC or PTP chart, and you can see that we have a very big sell-off right here on Bitcoin. That was in January, where Bitcoin break below the 94,000. It was a very clear sell, and then now we have a bit of formation at the bottom. So if the market actually breaks above 79,000, right? For you to clear, the first target is here, second target is here. There is a very high chance that we may see within the next few months, okay, that Bitcoin may eventually go all the way back to 94,000 level, okay? That is if Bitcoin can stay above the MA 200 level. Here, when is that be? That'll be about 20th of July period, okay? This is my KFC, my Cal flip cycle. This is something that I use quite a bit when for big position. And of course, for people who are interested to know more about this, you can join the next CMC class, which is known as the PTP class previously. Yeah. Okay. So 94,000 will be the next target if market breaks above the MA 200 at 79,200 series. Okay, so this one I just take a picture, right? Yeah. Okay, myself. Okay, and then I will now look at this one here. Wait, where's my 5% chart on? One thing about this one, they cannot let you label the chart, right? Did I deleted my chart accidentally? Think so. Hold just give me one more check again. Should be around. Normally I keep it on the side. Okay. One more chart there. Okay, that means I must have deleted it away. Hold on. Okay, so you look at the chart over here, this is a very, very long-term chart. All right, you can see that this is the bottom out effect. So you can see that this is the what we call the range whereby the market hovers. And then after that, we have the support and resistance support. And then now it's hovering exactly at 65,000. The level that I mentioned back then, I say Bitcoin 65,000 is a very strong base to buy. If you want to buy 65,000 is good. And really it happened again very recently. So if everything goes well, the next target, it should be able to go up to 79,000. That is usually the technical level that common traders will be looking out for. Yeah. So we are still very far away from a bull market because on the highest point to the 80% mark, the 100 and it's 100,800. That is the climb back to the bull positioning. Yeah. Now we technically still in a bear market. But I look at it, bear market, I think of the bear, we're looking at a bull right now. Okay. So that's how I feel it. That's going to happen for Bitcoin. Okay. Now I want to show you my personal forecast for the market. And I want you to listen to me. Now, whatever I say is just my personal view. End of the day, you do your own assessment, okay? So based on what I know that April is supposed to be the month whereby things get together, all right? And then we are supposed to be doing well as a whole. Now, this is actually from one of a very famous Hong Kong Chubancer. And I took notice of his calls and I felt that this time around the calls and my personal call is kind of in line. So what is going to happen is this. I just want to share you 3 months first, yeah? And let's see whether I'm right first or whether it's right, okay, at the same time. Okay, so everybody take your pen and paper or whatever you need to do, just prepare and I'll share this with you. Okay, so what I suspect is this. For the US market, okay, it has lost 100% mark from the top since February. It came down to 90% mark, right? And then very strongly, it got pulled back up. And if you look carefully, there is a very strong long tail over here, which basically covers up from here to here. So if you look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4 units, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it reached here exactly at this, all right? So now you can see it's hovering at the 95% level. It's holding up. So based on my view is that everyone take note, April should see a little bit recovery, right? Should cover the KCB somewhere there for month of April. Then after that, the month of May, it will be sideways, all right? Maybe a little bit of the upside, but more the sideways. And then come to June period. Oh my God, guys. Come to June, if everything goes according to plan, we're going to see a little bit of selling in the market. So by right itself, you put there June, July. Okay, June, July 2026, we are expecting the market to come off. Okay, so now let's see, it's still very far away, but of course, this will give a case up in the market. And then after that, right, September period, we will have a market bottom up and rally to a new record high. So of course you may say this is so crazy, is it possible? Well, we just want to take a look on this. Whether it happened or not, we are not there to decide. But we all know that in this May, that is where we have Jerome Powell leaving the Federal Reserve. So the new guy will go in. So when he go in itself, if he doesn't really like or doesn't really give Trump anything, right? Then of course it's possible for the market to tank down because they haven't get what they want. But once come to September, we know that the election is coming in. I think that by the time the market has slowed down, the boys have eaten enough. They're going to try to push it for Trump. And then after that, we should see a major rally all the way till October itself. And then in October, that is where the market will really, really sell again. So this is the view that I have for 2026 until October. I do have a bit more to the next month, I mean after October, but I don't think we need to talk so far away. Let's see whether this can happen or not. Okay. So I still think that the Dow will go up a little bit more. Then after that, it may go sideways. I believe that Bitcoin will pass up to 80,000. I believe that oil will still stay around $95 on average unless something really went wrong. And then after that, from here itself, we see the market basically go sideways for a short while. Okay. All right. So that will be my view for the Bitcoin, my view for the US market, my view for the next few months. I hope that you enjoyed the session. Thank you very much for coming in, guys. I really appreciate you coming on Saturday. And I'll see you guys. This is Kel signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.